this one, okay, so this is directed by Osgood Perkins, or Oz Perkins, whichever way you want to call him. Anthony Perkins' son, who directed Gretel and Hansel, Blackcoat's Daughter, and The Pretty Young Thing That Lived in the House. It stars Nicolas Cage and Micah Monroe.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Micah Monroe is like a detective chasing after a serial killer played by Nicolas Cage. You're not going to see anything like that in this trailer. But this trailer, you got to turn the audio up and just look at the screen.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say. So let's just do it. This is the coolest trailer I've seen in a while. And now this is catapulted into my top 5 most excited anticipated films of the year. It's all right.
Okay, here we go.
Listen.
911, what's your emergency?
It's my daughter. I gotta be quiet.
Sir, can you stay on the line with me?
That's not my daughter.
That's it.
That's it, man. That fucked my whole morning up. I watched that trailer so many times.
For sure.
Dude, look back, scan back a little bit. Tell me how many arms that thing has.
Yeah,
Bro.
it was like 4 arms, right?
3 arms and legs that are like this long.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was so off put by that trailer. I wasn't expecting when I clicked on it. I just expected to see Nicolas Cage and Micah Monroe for a second or whatever, get a normal trailer. And then it turns into this kind of like, you know, it's like one of those ARG type horror things that's online where you don't know what the hell you just watched, like a Backrooms or something, where you just watching like, what the fuck was that? And it really, like, I had to go back. I watched it like 5 different times. I kept listening to the audio. I kept looking at the picture. I was looking at the imagery and like the little words, and then that thing that comes across the screen is a cipher for Longlegs. And I'm absolutely blown away by this trailer. I think it's the coolest trailer I've seen in a long while. You guys might not be with me on that, but I loved it so much. I'm glad it didn't take much of your time though, but I just think it's
definitely intriguing.
Yeah.
It reminded me of Skinamarink, though, and I will say this about Skinamarink, even though I really hated the movie.
Yeah.
When I saw that trailer, I was like, "Oh, that's definitely one of my most anticipated movies." The trailer for Skinamarink is like phenomenal, and I think I just wanted, I wanted a really good creepy, because you look at the trailer for Skinamarink, automatically you're thinking of like early 70s grindhouse. It just has that feel, like 16 millimeter, something like that. And also just the question mark, like what could this movie be? So that's kind of the vibe I get from that trailer that you just showed me. Yeah, I definitely want to. Micah Monroe and Nicolas Cage are in it.
Yeah, they're the stars.
I'm surprised they didn't trumpet them in the trailer, but that's kind of refreshing.
Yeah, I mean that's all I want to see. I don't actually want to see anything else. I just want to see the movie now. I'm so curious on what the fuck that was I just looked at. What is that long-legged, 3-armed thing? I'm so obsessed.
I know, I want to know what it is too. I'm hoping it delivers, which I think it will.
Yeah.
Now,
with that director and that cast, I'm very hopeful. And that does come out this year, so that's a huge one right there. Top 5 for me for sure. And I sent you a pretty hefty list of extra titles to talk about, so I think we should definitely get into them. But I'll tell you why all those are on this list that I sent you. They all should be appealing. So,
okay, we're gonna start with this one. I need another monitor. Okay, let me pull.
I know, me too.
Yeah, I need another monitor, and let me see. How do I delete that?
How do I delete you from the channel?
Stop screen. Okay, so there we go. And now I'm sure there's a quicker way to do this, but share screen. But once I share this, then we'll be able to stay on there because I did some homework here.
Yeah.
All right. So you see that?
I sure do.
Okay. Oh, that's the first one I wanted to talk about because.
Sure. Trailer, right?
Talking about trailers, okay?
Yeah.
When I first heard that they were coming out with a First Omen, I could not care less. I don't even think I even saw the remake, if I'm being honest. I saw the first movie. It's okay for me, and I know it's iconic to some people. So yeah, my point is, I just, maybe I'm just not the biggest Omen fan. So
Yeah.
this trailer came out and completely like punched me in the dick. Like I could not believe how effective this trailer was, and it immediately made me want to like. If this movie wasn't named The First Omen, I might have even wanted to see it even more, if that's possible. But and I don't really know too much about the movie based on the trailer. Do you?
So, okay. I think the first three Omens are a phenomenal trilogy. One of the great trilogies in horror. I hope you give a watch to all three before this one.
Okay.
Because I do think the first is iconic, and I do think the two following sequels are excellent and do give a fantastic character arc and story to Damien and the whole story. So when they announced the first Omen, I was very confused because obviously we got the part 4, The Awakening, which is just an absolute dog shit film. Like, it's a made-for-TV, total cash grab nonsense. And I never use the word cash grab, so trust me when I tell you, this is a completely pointless film that should never have existed and only existed to try to capitalize on a popular franchise. The remake, whatever, I don't care about any of that. Then they made a television series called Damien, which is fine. And it's one of those ignore everything except for the first movie, like Halloween 2018 did. But when they announced the first Omen, I was kind of like, what do you mean? Like, Damien is the first Omen. Like, there is no first Omen. So what I'm getting from the trailer, I watched it maybe twice. So we're obviously, I mean, I would assume this has got to be the case. We are following Damien's mother and how she becomes pregnant with the Antichrist, and everything leading up to his birth, which is, I didn't know what to expect from the trailer and like from the story, but as soon as I realized that's probably what they were doing, I was like, oh, I'm completely in on this. Like, I am super curious on like how she got to that hospital, how she ended up losing the baby, how how Damien ended up with, the family that he ends up with. So this has me super intrigued. I thought the trailer is fantastic. The girl who plays the main character is from a M. Night Shyamalan show called Servant, which I was a big fan of. So it's really cool to see her. And I just thought the trailer was so well done. Like, it's so artistic. Because this is that kind of movie where you absolutely immediately think, oh, this is just a like product and they're putting it out for name recognition, which is sort of what they're doing. But typically movies like this have very stock basic trailers. You watch it, you have no interest. You're like, okay, that's exactly what I expected. And this one like shocks you. And I think all of us were very surprised by this one because
it looks like an A24 trailer.
Yeah, right. It totally doesn't look like.
My God, like that looks like the next A24 and usually A24 does really, really well with possession type movies. It seems like the major like Blumhouse and all those. I don't know. They just kind of come across as stock, I guess. Most of those, even like Night Swim, which I thought was fine.
Yeah, fine.
Fine. But oh my God, there were people. You would think that they just made like the worst movie ever made out of Night Swim. And I'm like, did we see the same movie? Because I've seen this movie 9,000 times. And I've seen Slender Man was far worse than Night Swim,
Oh, I can give you some titles that are worse.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you've seen that many movies? It's not that bad. It's a solid 3 out of 5.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I think that's what I gave it. 3. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm not a fan of those types of movies, but I'm not. It's like I watch it and the movie ends and I just kind of go, okay, yeah, that was fine. Like, I got through it. I was never bored. I was just kind of there. I was entertained just enough to walk out of there going, I don't want a refund. I
didn't want a refund.
It's fine. I've never asked for a refund in my life, just so everyone knows. But have you ever asked for a refund for a movie?
I think I have. I can't remember which movie it was, but it's not because the movie's bad. it's usually just because there's some kind of technical issue or something like that.
Oh,
Because
sure.
I don't usually go out of my way to call, I'm not a Karen, so I don't really go out of my way to like make a stink,
You know what happened to me though? I do remember this really well. I was probably, I don't know when the movie came out. I was probably in my teens, but I went to see Armageddon. That came out in what? Armageddon.
When did Armageddon come out? 97, 98. I think it was 98. Am I right?
Have an art there. 98, yeah.
Yep,
So I was
98.
16. I was in the theater, and there's the scene where like Bruce Willis is on the asteroid and he's about to press the button, and you know whether it's gonna hit the Earth or not, right? That last minute. And literally right as the second where he's gonna make that decision on if the shit's gonna hit the Earth or not, fucking theater completely goes black because there was a storm raging outside. And so like everyone came in with flashlights, and we were like, what's going on? What's going on? Because we were all like tense from like, oh my God, is the world gonna end? Is the world gonna end? And everything shut down. A bunch of people came in with flashlights, and they're like, hey everybody, just want to let you know. And we're like, oh shit, it's like they're bomb dropping or something. We were so scared, and we all got refunds and everything for the movie, and they were like, come back later. So we never got to see the end because the power was out in the whole city. But it was a weird time for the power to go out in the city. Definitely scared the shit out of us for a second.
That does happen. I've had that happen like once. I can't remember the movie, but yeah, I've had the power go out, and then they give you the refund, and then
But
it sucks though because you don't get to finish the movie. What's up, guys? You are at the end of the DD Live clip. What I do is I like to clip these out if I think the topic is important or something that's newsworthy. So thank you for watching, and if you want to watch more, you can go over here. You can go over here, click on one of those, and hopefully I can do this for 20 seconds, which I think I did. Okay, so yeah, thanks for watching, guys.